Hey, this is Mako, and we're going to go into my Dart Frog build for Ivara. Now, Ivara is very efficient stealth toolkit warframe, and I wanted her to be more toward her design type, which is a frog. So what frogs out there, are very deadly? The Dart Frog comes to mind, so I named mine Pepi, which is the native tongue name for the blue dart frog, specifically. As we all know, my Ivara is blue and black, as she was designed off of the blue dart frog, color scheme wise anyway. So I've tweaked the build to, have this little handy dandy dark dagger. The dark dagger can, seal the same effect as the ratka cenros, which is to give you energy and do a viral proc, which cuts enemies' HP in half. So it's pretty effective. The only problem is the ratka cenros is an MR12, locked weapon. You must be ranked 12 in mastery rank to get it. Now, covert lethality drops from Pluto spy missions, so it's pretty easy to do. If you just do a bunch of spy missions with your Ivara, you will eventually get it. The Gleaming Bright is actually specifically only in the Red Field Syndicate. And this is a non-format. If I format this Dark Dagger for the stance and then put in a Fury, it'd be much faster, but overall, I'm not going to do it. And the Dark Dagger is from alerts. So, you get it from alerts, you build it, slap in covert lethality, and it makes it able to be very endgame. And I'll explain that in more detail. Also, Primed Fury is a 150 day reward, so just keep that in mind if you wanted to hit faster. Now this Fury is specifically designed for Ivara stealth-wise, whereas the old one here gives us really quick amount of HP. This one's thought is you're invisible and you want to stay invisible, because shooting the Furious before would have broken your invisibility. Now I did forma this once for the hammer shot to just push it to its final damage capacity. Rather effective and rather destructive, as I will demonstrate. So there are 3 builds. B would be my standard build for just running around and not needing too much damage. I need damage, but I really am going to focus on efficiency of energy so I can stay invisible as long as possible. This Ivara does have 2 V polarities, so please note that. If I need to, I will probably format once for the Toxic Flight, which is dropped from Uranus sabotage missions via the loot. Toxic Flight is a very interesting mod. As you buff it up, it deals more toxic damage, as well as increasing your flight speed while you've got your bot, so you can do some trick shots. Also, your wall latch. So, bullet jump and flight speed, and being able to do AoE knockdown and poison enemies. It's a good combo, and especially sticks to the idea of her being a toxic dart frog, I feel. In overall concept, the A form is for damage, B is your standard, and C would be your I just want to loot things. So in all fairness, you would not be using C unless you're farming. A is for damage, like if you just seriously want to kill things rather quickly and effectively, but it will draw your energy rather quickly. That's why you have the Dark Dagger and the ratka cenros. In all honesty, if you do not have the capacity to have the ratka cenros yet, I would strongly urge the B form, or the B build, as it clearly allows for effective long spy mode missions, long-term stealth, and you don't really have to do much other than just quick kill them, right? Right. Now the navigation does buff each time you kill an enemy by 0.5. The only downside of navigation is it does lure enemies near you, which kind of defeats the whole purpose of being invisible, I think, but whatever. Now, as you can clearly see, I can quickly, effectively, take down enemies with the ratka set, or dark dagger, as it does have corrosive, blast, and radiation. Radiation will make enemies attack each other. Now, here's Covert Lethality's little fun finisher. Put an enemy to sleep, walk up in melee, they're instantly killed. And you're like, well, that's just because these are 70s, and no. Any leveled enemy, regardless of their level, if they're in a finisher attack when Covert Lethality is equipped to a dagger, will instantly die. So in theory, you can kill the highest level standard enemy with just one hit. Yes, that's rather OP, I would say, but there aren't a lot of daggers, and a lot of people don't tend to like to play stealth-like, so it really goes unnoticed. The only real warframes that I've seen use them are, Loki and Ash, which were the original stealth warframes out there. Nope, is that one gonna... Oh, just missed it. I was hoping that one would nail that little pillar or whatever building structure out there was. Sad. I know. In all honesty, this build is set up to where you can quickly, hit targets, hit a broad, hit a whole bunch of them with headshots in the charge form. But if there's just one near you, just do a quick tap with the trigger in the bow form. Navigation, right trigger and left trigger, control your speed, And what do I mean by that? I'm on Xbox, so I've got triggers. PC people, I'm not really familiar with your layout. Sorry. So, you can quickly deal with enemies. This is our B form, so nope. It's not as much damage, but please note the energy draw is nowhere near as much as the later build will be shown. See, this is why I have the Furis. If you do radiation proc, enemies start shooting each other, and so you get hurt. You just pull out the little Furis, shoot him, get your HP back. So you've got the Dark Dagger, you've got the ratka cenros. Those are mainly really effective on the A build, I would say. So just keep that in mind. So let us test the A build, which is our damage dealer build. The A build is very effective in that you can pretty much one-shot to two-shot most enemy types that I've run across, even higher level. And if you're not being able to one-shot them, just knock them to sleep and stab them with the dagger, instant kill. There is no arguing the fact that this build is just so lethal, it's pretty ridiculous. Now, are there other builds out there? Yes. Could I make her stronger? In theory, yes. Power Drift onto my exidus slot would extremely, make her more lethal in terms of damage form, but it doesn't do that much of a buff, in all honesty, and there's a reason to use Toxic Flight, because it has AoE knockdown and poison capacity on another warframe besides, like, I don't know, Saren, who does Toxic Lash, or her Molt, which does Toxic. In all honesty, if you're going to do the charge attack also, make sure you can get a bunch of headshots, because most time I just do a single little tap, instantly kills. See what I mean? Just quick shots. Ivara is a very quick, efficient killing machine, and this build really, I feel, nails that capability, because you can instantly put enemies to sleep. If they're close to you, nail them. Even if they're far away, you can do that. You can multi-hit her, with her you can just make enemies kill each other. And again, in actual gameplay, the Dark Dagger would be filling up with affinity every 2 of those level enemies and giving you energy, viral proc, and, semi, CC. You can just beat them to death with the dagger. The dagger has some great combos and can quickly and effectively take out enemies also. As well as being a nice speed lunger, as you can just quickly spam B while you're in it and just, get around the map rather quickly. Now note, when you start to pickpocket an enemy, they will notice you. or at least suspect that something's there. It's always more efficient just to put him to sleep, as it does not cost much. But as you can see, I'm already almost out of energy, but I've just dealt with how many level 70s? 20, right? 20 level 70s rather quickly. Now, I'm going to demo Toxic Flight. Toxic Flight, at its current rank, will give me 175% toxic on bullet jump. Oh, knocked down. So let's try that again. Now, I want my Ivara to be agile, so I'm going to keep buffing up my Toxic Flight, because, you know, I want to be able to quickly get around places, quickly dodge bullets, and just, in all truth, the AoE knockdown and toxicity, when I couple with putting them to sleep, they're getting damage, and even if I wasn't able to do a lethal damage to them, which is highly unlikely, I still am toxic damaging them and then can proc radiation and run away, making them kill each other rather than me. Right? A little too far there. So it adds in this kind of toxic animation of your warframe being covered in like a toxic slime when you do bullet jumps. It increases the speed of your in-air, flight. And it is especially faster when you draw your bow and do it. So you can do some fun trick shots for those people who are very talented at doing headshots in midair. I am not one of those. I didn't just walk around and stealthily hit people in the head with a bow. But it definitely leads to the combination of her being a very lethal little dart frog. You can quickly gather up, bow, ammo, HP, energy, you name it. This build pretty much, I think, covers all the basics that are required of Ivara in any endgame mission. So, thanks for watching. I rather hope this helps develop your own builds.